The incredibly visceral downfall of beloved public figure. Enjoy this conveyor belt quality video where I'll be repeating the same garbage we heard 20 other creators say. YouTube is worse than it was a decade ago. It's safe to say this statement isn't exactly the hottest of takes. Everyone has something they despise about modern YouTube. It could be the platform itself, which I agree with. I don't know how, but they actively manage to make it worse. An obvious example would be the removal of dislikes. A not so obvious example is the removal of the channels tab, which makes absolutely no sense. If you want to find the other channels your favorite YouTuber has, you have to go on a hunt using the search tool. Speaking of which, the search tool is so bad it's not even funny. I dare you to go search for a topic. Any topic. And I promise, not more than 5 of your results will be relevant. After those 5, you will get shit other people watched, essentially turning the search results into a second, more annoying homepage. The other thing people would despise is content. And wouldn't you know it, I agree with that too. You either have content for corporations, media groups, or whatever they call themselves these days, or Mr. Beast and his clones, or brain rot content aimed at kids, which I guess I shouldn't really be complaining about because, you know, I'm not exactly a child. And one of my least favorite form of content, SlopTube. The downfall of Vice, satisfying downfall of Chris Tyson, the depraved downfall of Vince McMahon. I could keep going, but you get the idea. I gotta be honest though, this is content that at some point I found entertaining. It used to be videos documenting some insane shit. If I play any of these videos back to back, you couldn't even tell it's not the same creator. I don't even have to play the videos. You can just see that from the thumbnails. And that's for a good reason. Most of these creators basically outsource everything in their videos. The editing, the voiceover, the writing, and the thumbnail as well. Sometimes they will do it for the cheapest price they can get away with. But that's besides the point. If you don't believe me, simply join any creative Discord server. It will be full of this slop. Style, Imangatse, video title, how to make $20 gazillion, duration, 30 minutes, budget, $45. Now replace that grifter with some major slop production channel, Moon or any of their clones to be honest. Here's basically the average experience of watching one of these documentaries. If there is one entity that was unanimously loved, it's Mikila. At least that was the general opinion in the lands between. Sadly though, kindly Mikila is currently trying to undergo the biggest cover-up in the history of the lands between. Okay, the second biggest cover-up, with alleged assassinations, charms, and necrophilia. This came after a disgruntled ex-Mikila employee who, after finding out about the final boss of DLC, published a sermon accusing Mikila of being a freak, as well as other unethical and criminal activities. Are all these allegations real, or is it simply a big ploy to tarnish the reputation of the lands between's most beloved demigod? Today, we're going to be diving into the Mikila situation. Mikila, also known as kindly Mikila, is an extremely popular demigod, being the most beloved demigod with countless rejects following him. Some a bit too much. Mikila built up a reputation in Elden Ring by combining acts of kindness with a childlike innocence. Unfortunately, Mikila's godlike compassion has recently come under fire. Following the release of the Elden Ring DLC, Shadow of the Erdtree, these allegations were regarding him and his mother Marika. On one hand, the noble Sir Ansbach, who published a sermon titled "I worked for Mikila, he was a fraud," which started with the claim that Mikila deliberately manipulated the Lord of Blood, Mohg, as well as being the man behind the nuking of Caelid. Ansbach continued the video by outlining the steps of how Mikila was using the charms with demigods and mortals to act in a certain manner. Now, Elden Ring spoilers aside, Doom is good, great even if you're talking about a 2016 game. People eat that shit up. If that type of content is something you enjoy, fuck yeah, all the power to you. I'm just saying, this type of content lost whatever value it used to have. It went from providing actual value unique to the creator to just jumping on currently hated thing with a piss low level of effort, to be honest. Unless you consider throwing money at underpaid contractors as effort. I just can't really get into that content. But yeah, yap session over. I'm thinking of starting a Discord server where all 70 of you can stay up to date and maybe suggest some content later on. This is just a filler video while I prepare something bigger that's coming this week. Alright, bye.